Good morning. It's Celeste of Astrology by Celeste. Yes, it is on this. Well, the weather's not great, but every day that you rise and breathe fresh air and have a bed to sleep in and all that good stuff, people who you love and who love you back and your sweet little pets, is a good day. Yes, yes. Hey, Ridiculisa, so nice to see you. And the Star Whisperer, I love that handle. An Oracle something. Manifester from Toronto, so nice to see you. And Bertina from France, yes, yes. Okay, hey, everyone. Okay, I want to keep it together and do a tight program today. So, yes, where do we start? This is Celeste of Astrology by Celeste, and today's program is the Astro and the Oracle program, where I'm going to talk a little bit about the astrology, and then I'm going to pull cards for Oracle guidance, where you're going to get a card for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, to give you a 3-card reading to help you navigate these intense energies. And today I'm going to use Animal Spirit deck, Oracle. This is a Rock Pool publisher deck. I'm an influencer for Rock Pool. I love their decks. They have such wonderful curated decks. And this one is fire. It's by Leah Androic. I hope I said that right. I will put the link in the caption. But I've been working with this for about 2 weeks with myself and my clients, and it is on point. It's really helping me through this turbulent time. And this is the back of the cards, what they look like. Ooh, okay, great. So that's the deck. I am loving teaching. I'm back teaching Astrology Foundations 101. So for people who want to learn astrology from the ground up with me. The first class was last Thursday. It's 8 weeks. And the next class is tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Pacific time. But if you want to join, there's still time to join. You can join and just watch the first week recording. And then jump in. So if you've been thinking about it, because this is the best time ever to learn astrology, because there's so many changing transits, and with astrology in action and observation, it's an observational system where for thousands of years people have been watching what goes on when the sun is, well, from our perspective on Earth, it looks like it's passing through each of, whatever sign, and it's related to the times of year and related to people are born at this time. How do they behave, and this, that, and the other. And it's thousands and thousands of years of wisdom, which can really help navigate. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have astrology, because I'd probably be in a rubber room at this point with a bottle because we are in a time of intense and incredible change that most people didn't ask for, but maybe our souls, there's some people think you sign up for this. You go, oh, I want to sign up for this. For Dante's Inferno 2025 edition. Okay. Yeah. Some people, that's how you think. Others think it's the assignment you were given based on how your soul has journeyed so far. Yeah. So we have an assignment. I like the assignment reflection, that this is what we are here. We each have a role. There's something to do. We each can make the world, even if it's just our corner of the world, a better place by sometimes just even a smile when someone is going through something can spin your day around, or, a kind word, or just a gesture of, caregiving, or even like showing someone bravery or what have you. You can we have so much power to impact the energy ourselves in positive or negative ways. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Southern Lady. All right now. Yes. Hey, Sacred Wild. Chrysula, I see you there. I see everyone. Observation system. Absolutely. It's a compass. It's a guide. And yesterday I woke up feeling fine, but then I looked at my phone and I don't even remember what it was that set me off, but I had a day long, almost like it was a panic attack off and on all day long, where I was feeling this terror rise up within me about what could be coming. And astrology helps me understand the moon was in the sign of Taurus. And it met Uranus yesterday. And when an inner planet meets an outer planet, the themes of the outer planet come into our conscious attention. And the moon has to do with what we need to feel safe and grounded. And I am a Taurus, so I have all these planets in Taurus. 3 of them to be exact, including Saturn, which rules fear. It is on my sun, so there's like a personalization of it. Plus, the moon rules the people. So what we're collectively going through as people, and Uranus, what is the next reversal or shock and awe or what have you that's coming up? That's what I was feeling, this collective energy. It's Pisces season, which is really porous. And so many people are in fear, and for good reason. They don't know if they're going to lose their jobs. Maybe it was something about Social Security. There were something about, all these Social Security employees who were being terrorized, and that 3 had committed suicide. And it was just like, oh my God. And how Social Security is probably going away potentially. I was reading something. It could collapse in months if they just pull out the right pieces. So that got me all, but I have to focus on what I can change and what I can't. I start, because I keep getting this thing about planes being grounded for some reason, and I texted my boo. I was like, well, if planes are grounded, come over right away. He's called me. He's like, okay, what is going on? What are you talking about? And I just realized, because Mercury in Aries went into Aries on Monday. And when a planet changes signs, it takes us a little bit to get used to the energy. And because Pluto is only at 3 degrees of Aquarius, whenever a planet goes into a new sign, there's this Plutonic influence to it. And Pluto is deep subconscious feelings of power or powerlessness. It's the terror. It's like, what are your deepest fears kind of thing. So Mercury, which rules our thought processes, in the sign of Aries. Aries also, it's the first sign of the zodiac, but there's a nature of survival with Aries. Sometimes when people have, and I have my moon in Aries, or the strong Aries, there's something that they felt like they needed to compete for resources in some way. It could be that they, in their family, if they're like 10 kids or whatever, or even, 4, you had to fight for it. If you didn't get to dinner at time and get your food, maybe you went hungry or something like that. That could be someone with strong Aries energy. Or you could have come up in a sports family and there was all of this, or just a family that really encouraged competition between each other. Could be another reason you have a strong Aries signature. Or you were really forced to be independent in some ways. I was an only child for 8 years. And there's all sorts of different ways it can show up through the different archetypal energies. Yeah, and I have my moon in Aries and my Chiron So the wounded healer, the Chiron's wounds could never be healed, but he can use this to teach others and be helpful in some way, which I hope I'm doing by explaining. I had a panic attack where I was feeling like shifting sands underneath my feet. What's going to happen? Ooh. And with being a Taurus, like one of my biggest fears is like not having any resources. Oh, and the market was tumbling and I was like, oh my God, it's going to crash. Well, it's probably going to crash the market, but like, what is all this insanity? Where is it going to lead to? So I got really scared and I realized it. And I realized it was because Mercury was sextile Pluto. So it's bringing it into my mind. Mercury's in this new energy. So it's feeling like, ooh, what actions can I take? Because Aries is a cardinal initiating energy to protect myself, Sextile Pluto in Aquarius, these massive changes that are coming to the collective. And we don't really know what they all are. But we can see with our eyes, the whole world is the United States is in a trade war with Canada and Mexico and Europe and China. And like, okay, it makes no sense. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. So what can I control and what can I? So this is the things that I've been dealing with. And for me, it's especially intense in some ways psychologically because next week we have the first lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, and the nodes are in the south nodes in Virgo. So on the 13th or 14th, there's a south node solar lunar eclipse. And lunar eclipses are intensely emotional. They're full moons times 10 or 10,000. And for me, I feel like this one is a 10 million one because it's at 24 degrees or 23 degrees of Virgo. And I have my Pluto in my third house of the mind and other things like at 24. So my Pluto is being eclipsed, which can be, and it's a south node, so there's something draining, and Pluto rules power. It rules the terror, our subconscious fears. It also is deeply healing. It's the planet of death and rebirth. But it's a really, really intense energy that can humble, humiliate, but also empower. So yeah, so this is what I've been and recognizing, okay, Celeste, this is what is happening. You've got to get control because my doggy has cancer. So that's another. So the country is changing. My doggy has cancer. It's just a lot right now. And yeah, I just had that energetic upheaval. It was like a wave. And I realized I've got to use all my tools to get myself together because I can't be immobile, freaking out all the time. So what did I do last night? Rather than doing my typing, I was reading this book, Consolations. It's a beautiful book. It's called The Solace, Nourishment, and Underlying Meaning of Everyday Words by David White. And today the moon is in Gemini. And Gemini is like that quick, short, pithy things. And it's a book of short, I wouldn't even call them stories, but he picks a word and he goes, and it's just the most beautiful, like, it's almost prose as poetry. So this has been helping me like, yeah. So that's been helping me with one thing. I already told you about this deck. Pulling cards has helped me. What's the animal spirit that I need to connect with today? I do my Open app. It's Open. It's like a meditation breathwork app thing, and There was something else I wanted to tell you. Oh, I'm going to start the Silva method to help me as well, of mind control, to get my mind together as well, because I recognize this is a lot and I need to use all my tools to take care of myself. Plus Pilates, my Pilates classes. Oh, Chrysula's had a bad flu and your hands hurt. Ah, Gemini rules the hands, the wrists, the shoulders, and the lungs. So anything we could do to protect our lungs, because we're having a lunar eclipse in Virgo. It's a south node eclipse. It's a sign of health. And Chrysula, if I remember correctly, you are a Virgo rising. So this is, I want you to really take care of yourself because it makes perfect sense. Or you're a Leo rising. I can't remember. You've got Leo and Virgo, I think. But anyway, maybe you're a Virgo sun. It doesn't matter. You've got Virgo. And this, I feel like this is when you have an eclipse. So all Virgo risings really got to knuckle down on your health. And yeah, because this eclipse is intense. And Virgo suns too, and moons too, but especially Virgo risings, because the rising sign in the first house is the physical body. The first house is vitality. The sixth house is health. Things that go wrong with our health. Yeah. So preventative health care. Yeah. So if you have a Virgo in the sixth house too, you really need to be aware. And Aries has Virgo in the sixth house. And then we're having an Aries eclipse. But anyway, this is a great time to buckle down on your health. Also, what I'm doing on Monday, I think it was, I went shopping and I got extra water. A lot of non-perishable foods, because I think something is coming where we could be a week or two without power or water or something. And yesterday, one of the Canadian leaders over there talked about, they're thinking about cutting off power to parts of the United States, like the upper, maybe this is why I had a whole day panic attack. The upper part of the United States that Ontario supplies, I believe it is Ontario, that province supplies all the power through that area. So if the lights go out and I got the coldest winter ever, was one of my downloads. And so, yeah. So just be aware, get your batteries, just in case this happens with this trade war, we need to, some places in the country may be out of power for a week or two while they figure out how to reroute and get things there. So, or storms, there's all these storms and stuff. A friend, Tiffany, my collaborator in Texas, there was a tornado yesterday and they got no warning. At certain parts of the country, certain parts of Texas, Oklahoma, I think too, the warnings didn't go off because NOAA, the national weather thing, is being dismantled. So we are in all the things, all the systems that protect us are being coming down. So this is part of the Aries stuff. It's new. What can we do? And I really feel like being in community. So people know Tiffany Herlick because we do a lot together, and Astro Auntie, Sarah Lahar, we do a lot together. And we were texting Tiffany we were looking up the weather for her and texting her what we saw so that to help her, because she couldn't, the internet wasn't working because of it was really windy and it was a tornado. And so how can we stay connected to people? Because a lot of times the text will still work, or even when people can't search the internet. So do you have text chains where the people across the country, in case something happens, and you can you can keep connected and things like that. So so just thinking about, I try to sugarcoat it, but it's a Virgo lunar eclipse. Virgo rules health. I mean, now even chickenpox is back. Chickenpox breakout at a college in Pennsylvania, which is absurd in 2025, but it's here. And then we got the measles, which is really scary because that is one of the most contagious diseases ever, which we had eradicated. But it's come. I think it's a big story because of what's coming with the energy, and even rubella is back. I don't even know what rubella is, but it's like mumps, measles, and rubella. That's the shot you get when you're a kid. But lots of people aren't doing it anymore. So that's why we don't have herd immunity like we used to. So anyway, so these are the things. So these are health-wise. These are some of the things that are going on. Plus, I'm not even going to get into the crazy disease that's in the Congo. My God. And so that's health. Systems are breaking down because it's South Node. Like all these people, and South Node rules workers, and all these workers are getting fired from the government, and then they're asking some of them to come back. It's just lovely. But there's systems like Social Security now, they're closing offices. So so this is a problem. And so there are a lot of people feeling a lot of terror. People who rely on Medicaid or Medi-Cal or Medicare or any of these programs, Social Security, their safety and stability is impacted. And the North Node's in Pisces, which suggests more homelessness is coming and that sort of thing. So this is a really tough time, and Neptune is going into Aries, and you'll see people talking about last time Neptune was in Aries, it was the Civil War in the United States. So it was 100 and something years ago. Neptune takes 165 years to go around the chart. So what I'm feeling like is the United States has a flu, but how are we going to treat this flu? How are we going to be courageous? Because Neptune weakens, and it's at 28 or 29 degrees of Pisces right now, but it goes to 0 Aries on March 30th. So we need to be aware that something big is coming. I think, I'm not sure when, but as I was preparing next week's podcast, I was hearing that drum roll, dun dun dun, like the execution. I'm worried about Zelensky, so I have decided I'm going to say a little prayer for him every day, for his health, his safety, because Dumbo gave the okay for his boss to, I think, assassinate Zelensky. So I am going to be saying a prayer for this man, because this is a real hero, in my opinion, when he said, I don't want to ride, I want ammunition. I mean, he's Mars and Leo, and we're having Pluto and Aquarius is opposite his Mars and Leo. And it's between now and he's in danger. So he's been in danger, but the danger is increasing. So I'm just going to pray for the man and his country and all they're going through. Oh my God, there's a company that I did an event for last year that's Ukrainian, and the nicest people. Oh my God. And they were in a wartime, some of the loveliest people I've ever met in my life. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sending love, nurturing love, using my tools to calm myself down when I start to feel scared. So yeah, trying to take better care of my health. Let's just call Saturn Satan. Kim says, let's call Saturn Satan. Well, Saturn's the Grim Reaper, but we need Saturn. Saturn is structure. Saturn manifests. Saturn crystallizes and fortifies things. But, it's hard. It's hard. Saturn stuff is the hard Sisyphean work. Sisyphean work. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Focus on your power, Circle of Friends says. It's grounding to remind you of Mars power. Absolutely. Hey, Ashley. Good morning. Yes. Oh, your older sister is 8 years apart too. Ah, she's an Aries sun. Yes. Okay. Martina's been feeling the same way. And Martina's in France. The whole world is, and Neptune is going to 0 Aries, which is a world point. It's in orb of that. So Neptune dissolves, and Neptune and Aries really feels like our personal power. So everyone's feeling a threat to their personal power, to their personal security. Yeah, because we don't want to have a world war. I mean, it makes no sense. Right now, the world war is a trade war, but how like all it takes is an accident for something to really escalate into an actual conflict. So yeah, we all feel it. Yeah. Okay, so you should look in your chart. So the eclipse that's happening on March 13th, 14th, the sun in Pisces at 23 degrees of Pisces, and the moon in Virgo at 23 degrees of Virgo. So the sun is going to be spotlighting, like illuminating things in your, wherever Pisces is. And then the moon is, there's going to be like some emotional reaction to that. So for myself, I'm a Cancer rising, and the sun is in my 9th house of higher wisdom, philosophies. You can think about higher education, broadcasting, publishing, travel, long distance travel. But I really think it's like a philosophy, and all the things I learned about treating people, the golden rule, treating people as you'd like them to be treated, and yeah, and all of that kind of stuff. And the moon in my 3rd house in Virgo, like really like picks things apart and analyzes them, turns them around, and like looks at them from every angle, and seeing my, like, how I was raised and what I thought America was, and seeing what reality we're in now has been very upsetting. Yeah. Like, I mean, of course, we're not perfect. We all sorts of stuff. But seeing everyday citizens act so hateful has been really difficult for me to process. Thankfully, not, in my own life, just on the internet, But anyway, it's neither here nor there. So for me, there's a lot of mind stuff. Belief, like the little mind, 3rd house versus big beliefs. Whereas other people, like say you had, if you're Gemini, or Gemini rising, Pisces or Pisces rising, Virgo or Virgo rising, or Sagittarius rising, there's really, like, it's really impacting you in a more personal level, because because these are the mutable signs. So if you're Gemini or Sagittarius, this eclipse is squaring. So there's like this tension for you. So look at your chart. Where do you have 23 or so degrees of mutable signs? That's the houses. And think about what each of those houses rule that you may be feeling this eclipse. And Virgo can be very anxious, and because it's like trying to bring order to chaos, but the chaos is so overwhelming you can't order it. So that can be what some people are experiencing. Some people are like, oh, everything's fine. Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, it's wonderful. So some people aren't feeling anything. Well, everybody's going to be waking up by April. So yeah, there's a lot of really intense energy between now and especially April 26th. So yeah. Anyway, but the lunar eclipse in Virgo, this is such a great book called Eclipses in You by Judith Hill. and it talks about all the things. Record keeping is a Virgo topic. Look at what we're seeing in the collective. Like, oh, like I'm sure there are people like, oh, I can't believe why are. It's the energy. It's the timing of this record keeping. Leon, Timu, Tony Stark going through all of our Social Security and all of those kind of things. Farming, all these farmers, like they had a deal from the Biden administration that was revoked, and now they're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Also, all of the workers being taken away, the migrants expelled, that is impacting farming. Public service personnel, all of the government workers being fired. And the reason it's so intense is because Neptune is conjunct the North Node, amplifying loss, amplifying confusion, amplifying, the North Node's an amplifier, the South Node's a drain, and Neptune is the fog, the mist, illusions, delusions. What do I believe? What do I not believe? Bees. Notice if you hear anything about bees, rodents. We heard, I didn't watch it, but I know Dumbo went off about transgender mice being an $8 million thing. It's not transgender mice. It's transgenic. It's a scientific term. I'm not even going to get into it. It has nothing to do with sex changes for mice. Fencing and borders. So notice when you see borders coming down or fences, like if your fence blows over on the day of the Virgo eclipse, that's your experience. Or if you're like, or if your fence is like, you decide, I don't like that fence. I want to change it, repair it, pull it down, paint it. Filing system, data system. This is why I'm worried about some kind of system going down, because data systems are a Virgo thing, and Mercury's station's retrograde. So some kind of system could break down that we need to be aware of. Okay. Medical records, nutrition, health, and vitamins. RFK is telling people to take vitamin A to help with the measles. I mean, it may help. I don't know, but we have a vaccine that's been eradicated it now. I know that's like a lot of people think the schedules are screwed up. Kids get too many shots at once and all that kind of stuff, but we do have technology that has eradicated this. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. And it's really good to journal because we have a first quarter moon tomorrow in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is an air sign. Air communicates and connects. And this can help us process with our heads, Gemini, the information of what we're emotionally feeling. Pisces, as a sun in Pisces spotlights things in the house of Pisces. And Pisces, Saturn, and Neptune are in the sign right now. So there's this feeling Saturn constrict, control, Satan, fear, all that stuff is getting closer and closer. And at the lunar eclipse, the sun and Saturn are together. So it's really harsh energy. It's a tough eclipse. Yeah. And then Virgo is the earth sign, the reality, what's down on the ground, what we're seeing in terms of, you can't, somebody's calling Social Security and they have or trying to do something and they have a 200 day wait or whatever. Yeah, that sort of thing. Or the office they go to is closed. And then Sagittarius, this mutable fire, there's nothing in Sagittarius right now, but that's the optimism. The optimism house is empty right now. So, but in the higher beliefs, the philosophies and all of that. So yeah, but it'll be back. The moon will go through Sagittarius again. So yeah, It'll come back. Oh, your Venus is in Virgo, 8th house, and it's going to be eclipsed. Ooh. Venus in the 8th house in Virgo, going to be eclipsed. So I would say, Martina, one of the things that can happen when there's a Virgo eclipse, according to Judith Hill, blood sugar. So check your blood sugar. Maybe if you haven't been to the doctor in a while, just go and just make sure your blood sugar is okay. Or if you have anything, you might want to. It's a really, she says, it's not a good time to stuff yourself like a goose. So it's a good time to be mindful about your health and your intake. And Venus and Libra are associated with the kidneys. So I think that's why it's a good idea to think about. Just do, if you haven't gotten your annual blood test, to do it. Yeah. And your savings, maybe just review. 8th house is shared assets, debts, taxes, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So you can look at that. Okay, let me pulling these cards. So I hope that was helpful. Like, for me to explain, I am going through it so big, and my Pluto's being eclipsed. It's intense, but the good thing is, so is Tony Stark. His Pluto is being eclipsed, and I think he could be coming for a very hard fall. Well, we know Tesla stock is nosediving. The dealerships, people are protesting. I'm so proud of people getting out there. Yeah, okay, but be careful. I know, poor Debo has multiple myeloma. So we're going to the vet on Friday, the oncologist, to find out what the treatment is. Now, he could have another 2 years, but it's just so sad. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's hard. Oh, you have 4 planets in Virgo. Well, you're already affected harshly, Chrysula. You have the flu. So the flu is what you're experiencing. So just take good care of yourself. And as much as you can, rest, surrender. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Lara. Thank you. Oh, you're a Gemini rising, Julia, and your hand's been hurting. Yes, absolutely. You know, I was having a lot of shoulder problems, and I have 2 planets in Gemini. And when Saturn squared my Mars in Gemini, I started having all these shoulder problems. Since I've started taking estrogen, the patch, it's gone away. My shoulders don't hurt anymore. So I don't know if your hands have anything to do. I don't know how old you are or anything, but I just want to say that. But yeah, do your hand exercises. That makes total sense. Your hands are hurting. We have a first quarter moon in Gemini tomorrow, so you might call your doctor about your hands, or think about, oh, maybe I need to put something on, or be more mindful if you type, like how you hold your hands. Maybe get something to rest. Like, what can you do to help your hands? Because the pain is a symptom that's telling you something you're doing, maybe, or it could just be arthritis. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with your hands, but yeah. Oh, you've done the Silva method. Yeah, I just am starting it. Oh, great. You're a Leo rising, Chrysula. I knew there was Leo and Virgo. Okay. Non-perishables. Yes. Get non-perishables. Get pet food. Like, make sure you have enough pet food, just in case. Yeah. Premier Ford isn't playing around. Yeah. You know, I'm so proud of Canada. I lived in Canada for a year. I lived in Mississauga. For profiles and courage. They're not bully, like bowing to a bully is just going to, is not a good path, because then they just like, then they really like to grind it in. So I'm so proud of Canada. Yeah. Thank you, Brooklyn Astrology. We're going to be talking on Friday. Yeah, my hairdresser did a little something different. Yeah, I think I answered that question about eclipse. Yeah, look at Virgo for March 14th eclipse, and then the solar eclipse, and eclipses work together, is at 9 Aries. And that's my Chiron. So that's another reason I am really feeling a lot of fear and such. Yes. Okay. Yeah, 329 is the Aries eclipse. Yeah. Yes, when I was a kid, you had to get the shots. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, Cat Crazy. Yeah. Rubella is German measles. Okay, so there are 2 different types of measles out there. Okay. Yes. Yeah, definitely praying for, sending him collective prayer. Oh, Macron is going to be speaking. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, Savantra, 9th house, 4th house. Okay. Oh, the book title is Consolations. And it's David White, but he's got a Y instead of an I in his name. That's this book, which I'm reading just for wisdom. And then it's Eclipses in You by Judith Hill. And this is how to align with life's hidden tides. And it goes through all of the signs, and it's got medical stuff. Judith is a medical astrologer. This book is amazing. Yes. Hey, Alex's mom. So good to see you. Oh, major bee loss for commercial beekeepers. They do not know what happened. That's right. Tiffany told me that. They are waiting for the reports in science from hobby beekeepers. Yeah, there was a big bee death or something, which is scary because without the bees, we're kaput. Yeah. Okay, so manifestor, your husband has so much Virgo. Really, maybe talk to him about being extra mindful of his health. And he may notice if he gets a little critical or perfectionistic or obsessive and such, and give him some grace and lovingness because it's intense. Yeah. My 12th, you're ready to shift. All right. I think I showed the books. Yeah. Pisces ascendant. Oh, yeah, you're feeling it. Okay. Oh, Estelle, thank you. Yeah, I love, yeah. Oh, Sag, Gemini moon. Oh, yeah, you've got work stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do Animal Spirit Oracle. I love it. Rock pool deck answer your deepest question, and the creator is Leah Androic. I hope I said her name right. Okay, so beautiful. We're going to start with Aries, as we always do. Okay. And I'm going to try to be conscious to spend more time on other ones. Yeah. Last week, Capricorn got short shrift, so I'm going to give Capricorn a little extra love this week. Okay. Aries, you got Panda. Look at that card. Kindness and compassion. So, to me, this means Aries. And people who have Aries in your life, kindness and compassion. Talk about showing it to yourself or any of the Aries people in your life, because Aries' energy is getting pummeled. On Saturday, Venus stationed to go retrograde in the sign of Aries. Venus does not like to be in Aries. It's the sign of her detriment. She's as far away from home as she can be because she wants to be in Libra, where there's collaboration, where we find win-win solutions. In Aries, Venus is like, mine. I just want to win. And we saw this in real life because the day before Venus went retrograde, a day the planet goes retrograde, it's a cycle. It's not a single day. Venus was sitting at 10 degrees of Aries, where she stopped in the sky from our perspective on Earth for over a week before she really stopped, and now she's moving backwards. I think she's probably still at 10, or maybe 9 at the most, but it's slowly retreating. And so what we saw in the collective was that horrific meeting at the White House. And podcast listeners know I saw JD Vance is taking a bigger role, and he popped off with that, have you said thank you? The man said thank you when he sat down. Yeah, oh, I can't stand that man. Anyway, I want to thank Vermont and every single person who took the time to make a sign and chase that MFer off the ski slopes. Thank you. And make his trip as miserable as possible. I just want to extend a personal thank you. That's who I have to thank. Thank you, Vermont. Anyway, yes, that's petty, and I don't care. But I lost my train of thought. This is a tangent. Yeah. Oh, and the meeting where they were supposed to be signing a deal for resources, Venus rules resources, collapsed, and Zelensky was kicked out of the White House. I mean, the shamefulness of this is just unbelievable. But then welcomed into Europe and Canada and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So anyway, we saw in real life with our own eyes a breakup of that deal, but on a higher level, the world is breaking up with the United States. Great, thanks, Trump. So anyway, Panda, kindness, because, okay, so 10 Aries, then 9 Aries, Mercury stationing next Friday to go retrograde. Mercury rules communication, thought processes, transportation, and it's quick, fast, and it's conflict, it's fire. And then we're having a solar eclipse right there. So there's some big story coming about conflict. Maybe it's all about the breakdown with the United States and the rest of the world. Yeah, but can you show yourself kindness and compassion? And especially Aries, if you lose your temper, or get really short, don't beat yourself up too much. Just recognize it and help. Butterfly for Taurus. I love this. Well, this is what I'm trying to do as a Taurus. Change, freedom. Let me read Butterfly. It's number 14. Okay. Look how pretty the cards are. Trust the process. That was my talk for the North Node in Pisces. And Ortley always says, trust the process. And this is this is for me, so on the nose. And you're listening for your sun, moon, and rising. And the book has, it has keywords, it has a phrase, and then it gives you a really nice outline of guidance, and then affirmations. With their delicate wings and graceful flight, butterflies offer profound spiritual lessons. In many cultures, they're a symbol of change, transformation, and freedom. They remind us of the inevitability of change and the beauty that comes from it. Through their metamorphosis from caterpillar to butterfly, they teach us that change is a natural and necessary part of life. And for Taurus is a fixed earth sign. It likes to keep things stable, but Uranus is there and it's going towards the end of the sign. It changes into Gemini July 8th. So there's going to be some really rockiness in Taurus topics, which are resources, which is the earth, which is, as it changes signs. Money, currencies, there's all sorts of things, an upheaval coming on. Yeah. But But something beautiful can come from the change. Yes. Butterflies also symbolize freedom and liberation. In their ability to soar through the air with grace and ease, they inspire us to release ourselves from the constraints that hold us back and embrace the vastness of possibility. All this changing energy, we're in a lot of endings, but endings bring new beginnings. Yes. They urge us to recognize true freedom. So Taurus, that's your message. Yes. How can you butterfly is your question. How can you butterfly? What do you need to shed? What do you need to release and let go of so that you can take flight in some new way? And you don't have to do it right this minute. Venus is retrograde. So this energy is really hard because retrogrades bring reversals, conflicts, the collapse of things contemplated. Yeah. And thank goodness my boo talked me off the ledge. Yeah, I needed it. Oh, this was my card yesterday for Gemini. Turtle, endurance, resilience. So for Geminis, Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini, magnifying it. So what can you do to understand that Jupiter's in your sign? Now, it's probably bringing good things in abundance, but it also can stimulate nervous energy. So, like, who do you want to reach out to in order to collaborate, in order to grow? That's what I'm getting. But it's just a message of, yes, you're adaptable. How do you need to adapt to make changes, to get through this time? And remember that you have resilience. And this is a long haul. We're just in the beginning of this big change that's coming to the collective. So we can't just let ourselves sputter and fall apart. You know, we need to fortify ourselves, get strong, get ready, use our tools, ground. Think about how we want to grow, how we want to help, how we want to... Ooh, Cancer, Swan, grace and confidence. Isn't that beautiful? The Swan. So now you have an animal archetype. So if you see a swan, Cancer, it's a message to you. And they are such beautiful and graceful creatures. And how can you stay in your... because Cancer, something, people are looking to you for nurturing and consultation and support. And yeah, how can you keep that confidence and grace despite outer conditions? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yes, Alex's mom, Jane. I think that's you, Jane. Oh, your sister's having medical stuff and she's got a Virgo MC. Oh, yes. This book is absolutely incredible. You have to have it, Ashley, as an astrologer. Judith Hill's Eclipses by You. Eclipses and You. Okay. Leo, Tiger, faith, inner strength. Okay, Leo. Look at that. That's so perfect for Leo. Faith and inner strength. How can you have faith? And Leos may really be feeling that Plutonic energy because Pluto's in Aquarius, which is opposite Leo. So you may be feeling like a pressure or an oppression energy. But how can you have some faith? And I mean, we just need to use our tools. The Leo and this Tiger it feels like inner strength is like the strength card in the tarot. Yes, we got to rely on our inner tools when outside circumstances. I was talking to my class last week about the movie Castaway, where what's his name? Tom Hanks is on the island and he's all alone, and it really is a meditation on perseverance, inner strength. And it goes through, like, he goes through part of his journey, all the signs. It's like, I have fire. And then, he makes friends with, and that's like, have is Taurus and fire is Aries. And then he makes friends with Wilson and starts talking to Wilson, the volleyball, because he needs something to talk to. And and he builds a shelter, Cancer. So talk to Gemini, builds a shelter, Cancer. Has some fun and play, Leo, all of it. Okay, it's a great movie. And it's very North Node in Pisces, all the water, and he's surrounded by water, and he's confused, he's disillusioned, he's all these things. Okay, Owl. Thinking and learning is for Virgo. Owl. Owl is a really, really wise creature. You're learning a lot about yourself and this Virgo energy. Virgo is a beautiful sign of service and wanting to be helpful and bringing order to chaos. But the South Node is there, so the ability for Virgos to control what's going on and get things organized and together is like lacking. So it's like standing on quicksand for people with strong Virgo energy. I have my South Node there, so I'm with you. I know how this time is feeling. But what are you learning about yourself? Wherever Virgo is in your chart, because the South Node's there, it's digging up stuff that you're learning about, maybe the more of the shadow side of the energy, which can be overly perfectionistic, critical, controlling, obsessive, compulsive, and just watch how you're trying to like keep order. And think about the high road of energy of Virgo, like looking at the ingredients, being discerning about what you take in, separating the wheat from the chaff. Like when you go through your cabinets, do you have healthy food? This is really a good time to think about. Think, what are you learning about yourself? And it's there not for you to beat yourself up. It's there for you to learn. And you can think about, what is the root of this? Like, especially Virgo risings, there's like this mommy's little helper energy. What was going on in your childhood that you felt like you needed to make everything better in some way? Or, the kitchen's dirty, I better clean it because mommy's going to be happy with me if I clean it, or daddy's going to be proud of me if I clean it, but if I don't, it's going to be mommy's going to be mad, or daddy's going to be furious, or whatever. But oftentimes, you're rewarded by helping others, or bringing the order to chaos, or caretaking in some way. Think about the priestess energy. This is so funny. Oh, you know what? I used this deck last week. Well, it's 2 weeks in a row. Phoenix for Libra, because it's so interesting. Last week, Aries got the Phoenix card. This week, Libra is getting the Phoenix card. And this is rebirth, absolute transformation. So we're having an Aries eclipse at the end of the month. So think about Libra. Let me read what Phoenix says. What does Phoenix say? She will leave behind the old behind, clothed in nothing but flames. With each breath, I am renewed. I release the old and welcome the new. I am a powerful force of change, shedding old layers and emerging stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever. And this is really important. Notice how Taurus got butterfly, about change, and Libra got rebirth, absolute transformation, because these are the two signs ruled by Venus. And Venus is in a tizzy right now. She's in the sign of her detriment, where she can act in extreme and inefficient and unsuccessful ways. But you can also be strong in Wonder Woman energy and fight the power. There's also, twists and turns, reversals, delays, restrictions, collapse, and that sort of thing. So it's really uncomfortable for people who have strong energy of Libra and Taurus to see all this conflict, because there are people who want stability, Taurus, or people getting along or finding ways through difficulties by using their intellect and their words with Libra. Or just want everything to look nice, look perfect. Yes. Ooh, Scorpio, Dinosaur, Primal Power, Deep Reflection. Well, you're good at this, Scorpio. Primal Power and Deep Reflection. Scorpios tend to be, wanting to go deep and investigate the shadows. And, there's so much dinosaur energy right now, like these old ways of being trying to come back with, the authoritarian bent. Okay. Let me read this. In silence and solitude, the deepest reflections arise. Dinosaurs roam the earth with unmatched strength and dominance. The Dinosaur card embodies a primal power that evokes the raw energy within ourselves. It also prompts us to reflect on the passage of time, the cycles of life and death. That's Scorpio. Yeah. And the impermanence of all things. Their extinction forces us to contemplate the fragility of life, the importance of cherishing each moment we have. In their ancient remains, we find a connection to our inner self and a reminder to honor and learn from our past. Yeah. The current leader of the U.S. is a dinosaur, trying to bring back like this just strongman bully energy. I want it. I'll just take it. Give it to me. Yeah. It's trying. Those who don't know their history are destined to repeat it kind of energy. But we are here. Okay. Ooh, Sagittarius, dragon, self-love, empowerment. Ooh, I love this for Sagittarius. Dragon. Ooh, Game of Thrones energy. Your inner Daenerys Targaryen, nurture before she went rogue. Nurture that. Mother of dragons. How can you love your inner dragon? And feel empowered. And Sagittarius really enjoys freedom and all of that kind of stuff. And it feels constricting, maybe, some of the stuff that's happening. Okay. Capricorn gets white dove, patience and purity of spirit. The white dove is, I'm wondering if we have a whole storyline here. I'm going to have to look at this more closely later. And if you see a storyline, or because sometimes these are foreshadowing, you can put it in the comments, either here or on YouTube. Because what I'll do is I'll later today post it on YouTube, but with timestamps so that it's easier to go back and forth and read it. But yeah, look at this beautiful card about the white dove. Peace, purity of light, Capricorn. This is interesting that Cancer was Swan and Capricorn is this peace card. Capricorn. Let me read this. May you find peace in your solitude. So it's a reminder for Capricorn to want to be useful, to want to make things, to build things, to make things Stable, inner peace, like Capricorn. Can you nurture inner peace? With their tranquil nature and soothing coos, doves teach us to cultivate a sense of calmness and serenity within ourselves, even amid life's chaos. They encourage us to let go of anger, fear, resentment, and embrace forgiveness, compassion, and love. White doves also symbolize purity of spirit and innocence. Their pristine white feathers and graceful presence suggest that we should approach life with a sense of openness and innocence, free from judgment and prejudice. True purity comes from the heart when we strive to live authentically and with integrity. I love that. So if you see a dove anywhere, like you could see a dove bar in the grocery store, and if it captures your attention, oh shoot, oh my God, I gotta go. I have a lunch date in 15 minutes. Jesus, sorry. You know, I talk. Okay, anyway. Aquarius, you got Lion, strength and power. Lion, strength and power. Now look at this. There's something going on with these cards. Okay, so Leo got Tiger and Aquarius got Lion. These are both the cats, and they're similar messages. Oh, Jesus. This makes me feel like someone's lying in wait for Zelensky. He's an Aquarius. Yeah. I'm going to just say a prayer. Okay. And then Pisces got polar bear, determination, perseverance. Ooh, Pisces. I think this is a call for me. I think for Pisces to nurture your inner child. You've got Saturn, Neptune, and the North Node all in your sign, amplifying your Pisces energy. And it can feel very scattered or emotionally. And like if you're feeling so empathetic for all the people going through hardship, it may feel really, 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 really overwhelming. And I want you to remember, this is a long haul. You've got the North Node in your sign, and it tends to be really nice to have the North Node in your sign, but it's an amplification of the Pisces energy. So don't let yourself get swept away. How can you nurture your inner child? Keep them close, hear what they need, honor it, use your tools to protect your energy. It's so important for Pisces to protect their energy. Absolutely. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Yeah, no, these are just so beautiful. I'm going to have to post all this later because I got to run. But you take good care of yourselves. And yeah, this too, we will get through this. Use your tools. I think I showed the book. Oh, you've cried every day of Pisces season, Martha. I have been crying too. Yeah, I woke up yesterday. I was crying most of the day, and I was crying a bit. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you for putting the book. Yes. And I'll put her book in the show notes. Okay, let me, Lara's tracking my transits. Oh, the Navy SEAL boat that couldn't refuel. Yes. That's yeah. A company in Norway said, you can't have our gas. But then the government said they're going to refuel, but it was good. Yeah, these cards are gorgeous. Can we get a break, Nadia? We're not getting a break for a while. This is just the times we're in. So we've got to take our breaks ourselves. Yes, Wilson was a valid. Yeah, Castaway is so cool. Oh, your son's getting his wisdom teeth out. Yep. Now, just be aware, it's a lunar eclipse. It's not the best time because there's more likely to be bleeding. Just be aware and keep an eye on that there may be a little bit more bleeding than, because the full moon, it can be, hey, Jacqueline, the Cancer card was Swan. Swan, grace, confidence. Oh, good. I'm glad people like their, I love you too. Thank you, Nadia. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, oh, it's 11:11 for some people. Yeah, it's heavy energy. Oh, good. Yeah, I'll get it on YouTube either tonight or tomorrow. Oh, I'm so sorry you lost your godmother. There's so much loss right now. Yeah. Okay, take good care. Sending love to everyone out there, people who are losing their jobs, people who are just losing their sleep, people are losing whatever, people, loved ones, their own health, having to struggle. Yeah, just sending love to everyone. Take good care.